So from my 100 level days till now, the only challenge I've been facing in this lodge is just water scarcity. But prior to when I packed into this lodge, they actually promised us 24 hours water supply. And for the first 3 months, they maintained their promise. And all of a sudden, everything changed. They stopped pumping water. Even light is actually a problem. They stopped pumping water. And the place where we do get water is actually very, very far from this place. Sometimes when I have strength to, I would always go to fetch water. While sometimes when I'm tired, let's say from lectures, and I'm very tired, I needed to use water, I would have to pay indigenes, that's water vendor, to help me get water, and it is very, very expensive. Considering the distance from this lodge to where they get the water, it is actually very far. So they do combine the stress of going there, and I don't know if I should say they are just trying to extort us because we don't have any other means of getting water, if not through them, or we go dark miles to get water. They actually skyrocketed the price. Initially, it was about 200 naira, and now it's 700 naira per gallon. Just to get a gallon of water is 700 naira.
The name of the lodge is Excellent Lodge, and we have a basic issue of water, which is a general issue in this university or in this environment. And in this my lodge, we deal with issues of water almost every day because, firstly, when I were packed in, the lodge promised us everyday water, but it was not. The result was not how they like said it was going to be. But currently now they do give us water sometimes 3 times in a week, which now makes us to either call the water vendors come and fetch water for us, which is sometimes very, very costly because they who do these jobs now use it to extort students because they know that they need water. And sometimes we do pay 500 naira for a gallon of water, and sometimes 300 for a bucket of water.
100 level na 15 naira, 100 naira, now na 500. Just for this gallon, no be small thing na J. Even the water itself no be clean water at all. Ordinary to get water for this school na hard, easy. If all these indigenous won't fetch water for you, na from street they fetch am. And one thing, the water go dey dirty, the water go dey brown, fit dey fit for consumption.
Most of the times, water doesn't really flow inside, so thereby we have to come out, to come and get water outside. And sometimes, for instance, now smoke would go bad and that kind of thing. So we just have to wait for some time before I think they will fix it, and then we'll start using water again. It's not really all that easy in terms of water here.
And mind you, where we get the water, that's the bowl where we get the water, it is sold for 100 naira. But due to the distance, the people that do fetch the water, that's the water vendors, they said the stress of going there and the strength of carrying the water in their head to this place is actually very strenuous. So they added extra 600 naira just to get us a gallon of water.
I fetching water here. But now they make every day na 30k. If I see them, they come back, I dey make like 50k a day.
No be we dey suffer for here, Ajay. No be better thing, Ajay.
I can't say the water is healthy because the color of the water is not usually good. At times, it makes the bucket or the butter to be orange in color, and sometimes there are white particles in the water. And water, we usually use it to cook because we used to boil it, but it's not healthy for drinking.
I'm into water business, water vending. So this business is a very lucrative one. Seeing the fact that there's scarcity of water, especially in this Iko, many people need water. And then we source water from different places, that is through borehole, different borehole around the vicinity, or through taps. We buy the water from the borehole or taps from people selling. Then we buy at the rate of 80 naira, 100 naira, and then we sell at the rate of 300, 400, 500 or more than, depending on the distance or the proximity of where we are going. We supply to at least 50, 10 to 20 or 30 people in a day. that is 30 students, 10, 20 or 30 students, depending on the order or demand for the day. Then one problem with this is that most times people are impatient, like students are impatient. They would like be in a haste in order to have their own water. Now, most times since we are using wheelbarrow, we cannot meet up with the demand. For instance, now like 5-10 people might need water at the same time, and then with the rate at which, like with your machinery, that is your tool, let's say wheelbarrow cannot, serve them. It is only when you have a, let's say, bigger vehicle, that's when you can serve the whole the demand, the high demand.
If I should bathe with this water, it's just twice I'll make use of it and the water is finished. So the stress of going there to get water and the price, it's actually taking a toll on us. It is very, very strenuous and financially draining. So that's just the problem we're facing here. And as you can see, I'm actually going out to go and get water by myself because I can't afford the amount the water vendors are giving me. 700 naira for this gallon. I can't afford it as at the time being. So I have to go and get the water by myself to reduce cost.
This one price high, and this one like na 300 go fetch, this one na 200. This one they fetch 500, and that place they fetch water too far.
For somebody like me, we have to store water somewhere, probably planning, because we know that something bad might happen. So I have a place where water is stored already.
The name of my lodge is IK Lodge. So water is not like some mostly stars in our lodge, but our summer is having problems, so that's why we are fetching water. And sometimes I spend 3.6, 2.5 fetching water. Like today now, I got water of 2.5, and last week I bought water of 3.6. So it's just depending. Per gallon, I used to buy 400 from Sammy, and then the water is okay on my skin. It's okay on my skin. Yeah.
It's not actually safe for drinking. It is actually at your own risk to drink the water, because when you fetch the water and leave it for about 10 to 15 minutes to settle, you will see something that looks like a whitey substance at the top of the water. Sometimes it is oily, and at the down it is always whitish. And the kettle I use in boiling water, each time I boil water with that kettle, if I should check the down, it is always whitish. And when I try to wash it, and the water is always very, very thick, it's actually very, very unhealthy to drink. And for bathing, the first few months I packed into this lodge, I used the water for bathing, and I started having skin reactions as a result of the texture of the water. I started having skin reactions. So subsequent times I got Dettol. That was what helped me to eradicate those rashes, because the water is actually very, very harsh and unsafe for drinking.
All these unclean water wey I always fetch for this for indigenous, they very, very unsafe to use, both for cooking or both for bathing. Ordinary using it to bathe, go start to get skin reaction for body.
The water is not drinkable. It's not safe for drinking, and sometimes they do fetch water from streams. Even the stream across our lodge, they do fetch water there, which is not healthy for the skin or for using to do anything, which is a very, very dirty water. But due to the fact that students do not have choice, they do use this water for whatsoever they do. And yes, it is expensive. Looking at the fact that we are students, so we have no job on how to get money to use to patronize these people on how to get our water.
Especially all these poor children, they usually fetch from the streams. I even saw one of them fetching from those streams, and then most times students are complaining that those water are being fetched from those streams, that they are having reactions or like one sickness or the other. So now we normally source our water directly from the good source, that is from the borehole or the tap. And me personally, once I see that a particular water is dirty, I don't give it to my clients. And then once I fetch a particular water and the client says this is not good, so I will stop giving him that particular type of water. So that's what we do. So once the water I fetch once is drinkable, you can even boil it and then use it as drinking water. You can also use it to cook. You can also use it to take your bath and do other domestic chores. So the water is very good. The water is very good. Unlike the ones that are being fetched from the stream, that is not healthy to the body.
Water! Water! Water!